What is going on, Phantom Army? It's your boy Phantxm Stilts, and welcome back once again, guys, to a brand new video on the channel. Today we're taking a look at something I just picked up very recently. I've been sort of playing around with it, and I absolutely love it to death. As you guys can see, it is the GoXLR Mini. I got the Mini. I didn't get the full version because I don't necessarily need all of the bells and whistles. Excuse the pun, for the regular one. So I just got the Mini. Really great product. It is 100% worth the money. If you want to stream, I would recommend it over any mixer, that you can buy on the market. It's one of those things that sort of comes across every once in a while. That is just, it's absolutely 100% amazing. And I can't say enough good things about it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the video. I'm going to show you guys the ins and outs of the software. The faders are pretty self-explanatory. The mute buttons are pretty self-explanatory. And then as you guys can see on the left and right hand side of the software, we have the bleep button, which is this guy right here. If you hit the mute button, so I'll keep talking just so you can understand what it's doing. So it'll mute everything until you actually let go of it. So it has those two there. A really cool product. Like it's completely changed everything about my stream. I was even talking to a couple buddies today. They're like, so I haven't seen you stream in a while, and now you're streaming and you're streaming on a single PC. How do you do it? It's all because of this GoXLR. It's a really awesome product, and we're going to go through everything there is about the software. Like I said, the sliders and the faders, the mute buttons for each fader are pretty self-explanatory, as well as the mute and the mute or the bleep button. So let's get right into it, guys. So here we go. So as you guys can see, the software is pretty easy to follow. For the most part, you just got to sort of pick and choose what works for you. Now, it does take GoXLR, the GoXLR does take XLR mics. It does also take a USB mic, and I can show you guys how to do that as well. It's actually a really simple setup. And it also takes wireless headphones too. So if you have a wireless headset, you can actually set it up to take a wireless headphone too. Now, this is for a single PC setup. It's not for a dual PC setup. So a dual PC setup is a little bit of a challenge. It requires a little bit more finagling, I guess, is the best way to put it. But this is for a single PC setup. If you guys are running a single PC setup, you guys can find my specifications for my PC. If you have anything comparable to what I have in the description, you should be fine using this, because it took literally 20 to 25% off my CPU power running my audio through the GoXLR mixer versus doing it through Voicemeeter. And I know I've ranted and raved about Voicemeeter, the kind of software that it is and what it does for you, but it also is another piece of software that is running in the background full go. There's one thing in here that I want to show you guys that is very cool with Voicemeeter, or not Voicemeter, the GoXLR software. You can actually minimize it to your system tray, and it's not taking up as much CPU and GPU power. So if you go up here to the X, you'll see this close app. Would you like to exit the app or minimize it to the tray? You hit minimize, and it's gone. Pretty cool. Just so you guys know, I'm recording right now. I'm at 5% CPU capacity. When I run games, I used to be at like 65 to 70% of my CPU when I would run games on a single PC setup with everything running. I'm now running about 50 to 45% of my CPU. So that's about a 20 to 25% decrease of my CPU, which frees up all of that extra oomph for my game, my stream, making it look as good as it possibly can. So without any further ado, I just want to give you guys a quick rundown that it is a single PC setup, and that we're going to be going through the software and stuff here. So let me go ahead and pull the software back up. So like I said, it just minimizes to your system tray. So it has default profiles. I actually have a main profile that I set that is what I use when I stream. The faders and stuff basically are interdependent. So you can use one for your mic, as it says there. You can use one for your chat. You can use one for your music, which is like Spotify. I use like non-copyrighted music. Stream Beats from Harris Heller is what I use. And then your system, which is your overall system. So everything going on in the background besides your music, because you can change the music to its own special channel, and you can do that with all of these, but the music one is the only one I have to its specific channel. Everything else is running through the system sound. So we'll go through the software first, then I'm going to show you how to set up the sound devices. So everything is set up with your Discord, your mic is all set up, and your system speakers. Everything going on the computer is all captured in real time in one mix, which is the stream mix. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the different panels here. So we have mic, mixer, cough, lighting, routing, and system. We're going to go over that first. And then once we have all of that explained, we're going to go into the sound devices, set our default sound devices for the computer itself. And then we're going to set it for Discord, and then we're going to set it for Spotify. So you guys have all three of those at your disposal for the GoXLR Mini. So what we'll go through first is setting up your mic. So it has this mic setup thing right here. It actually has a meter. Depending on the mic that you have, you're going to want to choose one of these three options. So a condenser mic would be something that requires like Phantxm power to produce the sound. Now, the GoXLR actually has Phantxm power built into it. So if you have a condenser microphone that's just condenser and it's not like a hybrid or a dynamic microphone, you're going to want to hit that condenser and use the Phantxm power that's built into the back of the GoXLR. The dynamic microphone is one like the AT2100 that I have that I'm speaking in right now, the Audio-Technica AT2100. And then if you have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack or a 3.5 millimeter USB microphone, you can also set that up too, so you have that too. A good gain is sort of hard to match. You got to sort of play around with it and make sure that it, tailors to your microphone, because every microphone is different. Every microphone sounds different, and every microphone picks up sound differently. So when you're doing the gain, you want to sort of start at the bottom and sort of work your way up till you get that green meter. As you guys can see, there's a low, a good, and a loud. You want it right about in the middle of that good, or a little bit to the right of the good meter. So you see how mine's sort of peaking right before loud? That's where you want your microphone to be. Like I said, just sort of tweak the gain, just sort of make it and meet that criteria as far as getting it in the middle of that good range, and you should be good to go as far as your mic's concerned. Moving right along, we're going to go to the mixer. Actually, we'll finish setting up the mic stuff. So a lot of this stuff is sort of you got to sort of play around with it for it to get perfect. These are the general settings. If you have an ATR 2100 or some kind of dynamic microphone, this is the settings that I used. I forget what video I used it for. I think it was Murray Frost setting up his mic, but I used his mic. I used his mic settings to set my own up. So the threshold I have at negative 40 decibels. I have my intonation all the way up to 100%. I have my attack at 10 milliseconds. I have my release at 200 milliseconds. My equalizer, I sort of extended that. You can extend the equalizer based on what you want to do with it. At 90 hertz, I have it at 2. At 160, I have it at 2. 480 hertz. Wow. 480 hertz, I have it at -1. 1500, I have it at -1. 4500, I have it at 2. And 7800, I have it at 2. The compressor, what the compressor does is I sort of went over this in my voice meter tutorial as well as my Streamlabs tutorial for audio settings. The threshold is how much the mic is going to pick up before it shuts off. So if anything higher or anything louder than negative 18 decibels, the mic will pick up. Anything lower than that, the mic will not pick up. So that's really, really cool. The ratio I have it is the ratio of the compressor to how much is being spoken into the mic. That's at 8:1. I have that there. The attack, I have it at 2 milliseconds. When you say the attack, it's how much time between the mic cutting on and how much time between the mic cutting off. So I have it at 2 milliseconds because I want it to capture absolutely everything I'm saying, but I don't want it to be so quick to have it cut off on the end of my words. The release is how long it takes the mic to come, or the mic to switch off. So the attack is how long it takes for it to pop on once you start speaking. The release is how long it takes to shut off after you're done speaking. And then the makeup gain, I don't have any there just because for the sheer fact that I already tweaked my gain in the microphone setup, which was over here to the left. As you guys can see, that's at 59 decibels there. So that's pretty much it for setting your mic up. You just want to sort of go for that sweet spot so you can get right between the good and the loud. If you go a little bit over to the loud, just try to dumb it back a little bit just to make sure you're in that good range. Halfway between good and loud, or a little bit over the good, half line of good is pretty good as far as that's concerned. So that's pretty much it for setting up your mic. It's really, really simple. The GoXLR makes it really, really simple to set up that stuff. It makes it really easy to set up everything, really. You just have to sort of play with it and tweak it to your own specifications. Next, we have the mixer. And this is basically, for the most part, you just have to sort of channel what you want. I left the mic, chat, music, and system faders all at default, so they control exactly what they say. That way I don't get confused. The mic is always at 100%. I have the chat at 74%. And like I said, as you move these sliders, watch, the number is going to decrease and increase. You see how the slider on the actual program is going up and down? So I keep that at about 74 or so. Let's get it all the way back up to 74 so I don't lose anything. So that's 74% there. And then the music, obviously, it goes with the slider. So if you go moving up and down, it moves up and down in the program. You see that? That's pretty cool. It's pretty, it moves in real time. So you're able to sort of tweak it and fine tune it. So let's go that back down to 47. I think it was at 47. Maybe it was at 42. So let's go back to, let's just go back to 40. Got it at 40 there. And then the game sound is at 50%. The game sound is not actually at 50%. The system sound is what controls like Apex and stuff like that. I usually have that at like 2 ticks below the max level. So I have that at about 91%, and then I have my mic at about 100%. Sometimes I bring it down to about 80 or so. Just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm showing YouTube videos or stuff like that for like just chatting or just, you know, messing around on the computer, I just have it at like 80%. Or something like that. But these all, for the most part, and then this just controls your source. So the channel is referring to the slider. So this guy, the silver fader. The source is specifying what it's controlling. So the source, obviously, for channel 1 is my mic. The source for channel 2 is obviously my voice chat or Discord. Channel 3 is obviously for the music or Spotify. And then for the last one, I have channel 4, I have that for my system, which is the game sound and everything you hear coming out of the computer from the speakers, or the audio from the computer. So that's what that does. And then the mute option, you can do different mute options for the mute button. So if I wanted to just mute my mic to stream and not to chat, all I would have to do is hit channel 1, change this mute option to mute to stream, and it mutes to the stream. Doesn't mute to my Discord, just to the stream. So that's pretty cool. You can do a mute all. You can do to mute to voice chat if you wanted to. So if you want to keep talking on stream, you want to mute your voice to voice chat so your teammates don't hear you while you're talking to chat, you can do that as well. You can mute to phones, mute to line out, but I just keep all mine for the most part. I keep all mine at mute all. That way I don't have to worry about it. That's pretty much it for the mixer. Like I said, really easy to use. As you can see, it moves in real time with the faders. The audio levels on the bottom half of the mixer move in real time with the faders on the top. Let's see, the cough. Like I said, that's pretty much just like the mute button over here. So if I continue, once I stop clicking it, it brings up all of that stuff again. So it's really, really cool. The lighting, it just allows you to change the lighting of the different channels. So I have mine on green for good levels. Red is all the way at the top when it's peaked out. So I keep that there just for the sheer fact of knowing when it's getting too loud or knowing when it's loud enough where I don't have to keep going. I just keep it at green and red, and then I turn on the gradient in order to do that. So if you guys could see my GoXLR, it's going from green on the bottom all the way up to red on the top and yellow in the middle. So sort of like a streetlight type of colorway, I guess, there. The routing, this is where it gets really, really, really important. What you're going to want to do is, you remember, guys, how I told you that everything is broadcast through one mix. Your music, your mic, your chat, and your system sound, game sound is all going through the exact same line, feeding from the GoXLR into your PC and into the stream as one mix. And I'll show you guys how that works in OBS when we get there. So what I like to do is, just so I don't have to worry about anything not being in the stream mix, I just take broadcast stream mix and click everything. So it picks up the broadcast mix, which is the single mix that's picked up by everything that the GoXLR picks up, whether it be, it takes into account your mic, your chat, your music, your system. Every single sound goes into that one stream mix, and it gets forwarded into your audio devices for Streamlabs. And I'll show you how that works. So I just click everything, and then your chat mic, you're going to want to set that to your mic. And then your headphones, if you don't want to hear yourself speaking in your headphones, whether you have a wireless or a wired headset or earbuds, don't click this mic here, because if you do, you're going to hear yourself talking inside your headphones, which can be really, really bothersome for some people. It definitely throws me, that's for sure. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for the routing. And then the system stuff is just some more tutorial stuff on how to set stuff up, help and support software updates if you ever need to do an update for the software. About the GoXLR, you know, what it does, what it's capable of doing, that kind of thing. Third-party info, analytics, and then your global settings. So that's pretty much it for the software. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions about the software. Now we're going to go ahead and set up our sound devices for everything with the computer itself, so the GoXLR can pick up your mic as well as every piece of sound that there is. So we'll go ahead and just minimize this here because we're done with that. To set up the sound devices, you're going to go into the sound devices for the actual computer. So with that being said, you're going to hit the start menu here down on the bottom left. You're going to go to the gear icon that says settings. You're going to go to system and you're going to go to sound. So the way I like to set these up is when you go into your sound settings, they're going to be set probably defaulted to your speakers and then to your headset. So the only thing you got to do, it's really simple to set this up, but you got to make sure you do it with the right things. So what I like to do is I don't even worry about these outputs and inputs here because those should default to the ones that you set up within the sound control panel, and that's where we're going to go to set everything up. So what I do is I go into the sound control panel here at the very bottom. It might be on the right-hand side depending on how big your screen is. To see if I maximize this, it'll be on the right side, and if you minimize it, it'll be down at the bottom. So if you hit the sound control panel, we're going to have this open up here. What you're going to do is you're going to set your chat. The chat thing for the GoXLR Mini, you're going to set that to your default communication device because that's what we're going to set up as your mic, okay? You're going to set the default device or the default sound device as system for the GoXLR, okay? That's going to route all of your audio through the system and all of your mic audio through the chat. So you have your microphone and your system sound, game sound, everything going through the system, and then you have your mic chat and your stuff like that going through the chat output or the chat input, excuse me. And then for the recording, you're going to make your default device the chat mic. And then I believe I have the line in as my default communication device. We'll go over that when I show you guys how to use a wireless headset. We'll go over that in a minute. So that's pretty much it for setting it there. You just set those there and you should be good to go. This should already be picking up your broadcast stream mix. That should already be picking up from the chat mic. So now what we're going to do is now that we have all that set up, you're going to go into, once you have all of those sound devices defaulted in the way they're supposed to be, you should go back, you should be able to go back into the sound here, and you're going to want to do your output as system, and you're going to want to do your input as chat mic. You have your system set up and you have your mic set up. That simple. So after that, we're going to go set up Discord. Actually, while we're in here, let's go ahead and set up our music. So what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way down to the bottom here, advanced sound options. We're going to click on this. Now, in order for Spotify to show up or whatever you're using, Pandora, whatever you're using to set up the music, it has to be running. So I'll go ahead and pull Spotify over here. That way you guys can see that it will be running in the background and it will show up. So here's Spotify here. And if I start playing a song, we'll just put on something random for EDM here. And we'll go back to the system sound settings. See, now it's running. Now it's running in, now it's running as a sound device in the sound settings for the computer. What you're going to do is this top one here for music, you're going to set it to Music 3 TC Helicon GoXLR Mini. Your music is set up. That's simple. Pretty cool, right? So other than that, we are going to set up the Discord. So now that we have Spotify done, we're going to go ahead and pause this. We're going to close out Spotify and we're going to open up Discord, and I'm going to show you guys how to set up your Discord chat. So if you have your own Discord server, you can go ahead and go into Discord. I actually have it on the toolbar here. So we'll go ahead and bring this over so I can show you guys this. So within the settings of Discord, what you're going to do is you're going to go, I think I'm still in my Discord actually, so we're going to go ahead and end that call there. So the settings for Discord is down here on the right-hand side of your profile for user settings. You're going to click that. You're going to go to voice and video. You're going to go to your input device is going to be your chat mic. And then your output device is going to be chat. Make sure you set that up perfectly, and you should be able to see this green bar here. This indicator is solid green when Discord is picking up your voice. If that's not turning green, you might have something not plugged in correctly, or your mic might not be the right mic for GoXLR. So make sure you know which mic you have, whether it's a 3.5 or a USB mic, a condenser, or a dynamic mic. Make sure you have that. Make sure you have that set within GoXLR, and then make sure you're, like I said, you set this one to chat mic, and then this one just to chat. That way you can have your Discord set up. Your Discord set up, that simple. So now that we have everything set up where it should be, we're gonna go ahead and minimize that. I'm gonna we're gonna get a little infinity screen here because I'm pulling over OBS. So what I'm gonna do is show you guys the audio setup for how we set up the audio devices within Streamlabs to make the GoXLR pick up everything. Now, I told you guys that the way we set everything up, everything's going to go into a stream mix, right? Look at what this says over here. Stream mix. I wasn't joking. It does it all through one. So all you got to do is worry about playing with the faders and the mute buttons, and you're all good to go. It does everything for you. It's really cool. So with that being said, what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to go into the settings for Streamlabs OBS. You're going to go to audio. You're going to disable everything. Everything. Desktop audio 1, desktop audio 2, mic auxiliary 2, device, or mic auxiliary 3. All you're going to do is tap this, go down to broadcast stream mix. Done. And you're set up. Pretty cool, right? So, like I said, I could rant and rave about this thing. This GoXLR has completely changed everything about streaming. If you guys have any questions about setting it up, I thought I was going to tell you guys how you set it up with a wireless headset. So I have my Logitech Pro wireless headset here. Completely wireless headset, connects through a dongle that goes from a USB hub that's plugged into my computer, and it plugs into the USB hub. It has an actual dongle that I plug into that USB hub. The USB hub is plugged into by USB through my computer. So what I do is, if you guys have, if I can find an extra one, I know I have an extra one anyways. So I found a male-to-male aux cord, so it's going to look exactly like this. So if you have a male-to-male aux cord, it's going to have those two ends right there. That's what you're looking for. So it's something like you would use like parking into a car, or the old iPhones or Android phones, where you plug it into the headphone jack and then plug it into the radio. That's all you need. So with that being said, when you look at your GoXLR Mini, there's going to be a microphone symbol and a headphone symbol. What you're going to do on your PC to make the wireless headset work, one, you're going to plug this end, we're going to plug one end into the headphone jack on the front of the GoXLR Mini, and then on the back, actually, you don't. Let me check here. Yeah, it's not even plugged into the back. Okay. So yeah, all you need is one to make it work. So you take this one end and you plug it into the front and the headphone jack, not the microphone, the headphone jack of the GoXLR Mini, okay? Then you're going to take the other one, the other end, and there's going to be on the back of your PC, there's going to be a red, a green, and a blue jack. One is for your speakers, one is for what's called the line in output. So what you're going to do is the one end's going into the GoXLR Mini and the headphone jack, right? The other end is going to go into the line in, or the blue input for your PC. So what happens, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a sound device, or a default sound device. That's with the line in sound device that I mentioned before within the sound devices. So we're going to go back. So once you have that plugged in correctly, so one end goes into the GoXLR Mini and the headphone jack in the front. The other end goes into the blue input, line in input on the back of your PC. And then all you have to do in order to make it work is to do this. So we'll go ahead and just move OBS over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the sound control panel. We'll go back into sound like we did to set up everything up. So we're going to go back into settings, system, sound control panel. And what you're going to do is in the recording, you're going to go to line in, which is like, it should be all the way down here. When you plug in the line into the GoXLR and then plug in the line in the back of the computer, this input will show up. If you don't do it correctly, that's why you won't see it. So make sure it is in the blue one on the computer, and it is in the headphone jack on the GoXLR Mini, and this line in will show up. What you're going to do is make this on the recording your default communication device. Then you're going to right click, you're going to go to properties, you're going to go to listen, and then you're going to do listen to this device. Very, very important to tick that. Then playback through this device, you're going to have it listen to your wireless headset. So I have it listening to my Logitech Pro X wireless gaming headset, and that's how you set up a wireless headset. It works perfectly. There's no latency. There's no nothing. Works perfectly. Anyways, guys, I think that's pretty much it. I think we covered everything. We covered the mic setup, covered all the sound devices, how to make it work in OBS. If you guys have any questions about this video or how it works, I know it's very, very long, but if you follow this to a T, feel free to ask me in the comments how to do something if it went a little bit too fast for you guys. You can always rewind the video too. I'll see if I can put some chapters in here to sort of break it up to make it a little bit easier for you. But that's pretty much it. We set up all the sound devices. We set up the sound devices on the computer. We ran the stream mix through StreamLabs OBS. We set up all the sound devices, making sure everything was good there. Did everything within the GoXLR software. And here we sit at probably just about a half hour of time, maybe 20 minutes or 22 minutes after I cut it down. But I hope you guys got something out of it. If you guys do have any questions, you can always message me in the comments. Also, make sure to like and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. We're just about at 1,100 subscribers on the channel. All of the social media links will be in the description as well for like Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Discord is even in there if you guys want to join the Discord server. But that's pretty much it. If you guys are brand new here, I would love for you guys to join the Phantxm Army and join me on the content creation we're having here. But yeah, without any further ado, guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully it was informative. Hopefully you got something out of it. And you guys will be sitting pretty with your brand new GoXLR Mini. But without any further ado, like I said, this is your boy Phantxm. I will see you guys on the next video. Take care, guys.